Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team. Hello and welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune. Since 1886, our name has been a part of the world of journalism. We have earned a reputation for being a publication that practices integrity, authenticity, and responsibility. For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team. Hello.
Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
We are live. We are live at New York Times Square. This is the fourth leg of the LA Tribune critically acclaimed bestseller launch of 3 books that are being turned into movies. So this is the new generation, the new era, the new vision of how ideas turn into books and books turn into movies. We have 3 ladies who are mentored by Emmy, Tony, Oscar award-winning producer Phil Goldfine, and it was our hope that you could join us, but you know the show must go on. And so let me pass the mic, and I would like our LA Tribune best-selling authors introduce themselves and their vision for the books that they have written. So let's start with Natasha Brune with the Wise Marie.
Hi, Ava. How are you? Or aloha, I should say. I am the author of the Wise Marie Paradise Edition and the East Coast version, and I also have a collection of children's books on Amazon. It's based on the character Wise Marie, true crime. For the children's book, it's the same person, but as a child before she turns dark.
Hello, hello, hello. My name's Edelmira Murrieta, and I go by 80, and I have written Starter Husband, and it's a really fun book, you guys. You guys got to read it. You know, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm going to just pass the mic here, but if you're being called to it, it's because it's meant to be for you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adi. Yes, my name's Rita Montalto, and I am the author of Adversity's Gift. My intention for this book was to teach personal development in a story format. However, I've added a bit of humour, a bit of romance, and yes, so I look forward for it to be out there for you to enjoy. Thank you.
She didn't add a little bit, you guys. She added a lot. Okay. You got to read it.
It's a lovely book.
And you know, this is such a beautiful friendship that you're witnessing. You know, one of the lines that my mentor, our mentor now, because I brought them along, Bill Walsh says, you know, if you want to go far, well, actually, someone else also said that before Bill Walsh. We just made it Bill Walsh. You know, go with friends. You know, make it fun. And these three ladies, you know, from the time that they have entered into the program of Phil Goldfine to turn books into movies, ideas into books, and books into movies, they've turned like you've stuck along like glue, you know, like friends. You know, you've 80 have read out loud 485 pages of the Adversity's Gift, Rita Montalto. So talk about a little bit of your friendship, you know, your journey, how you support each other, you know, how you magically just manifested the Starter Husband book, you know, like you wrote it at a very, very fast pace. So just, I wanted to, like, you know, talk about your friendship, how you hang out, you know, how you, like, you know, come together every week. Even with Phil Goldfine, you've got times where you have these Zoom meetings. Like, what is it like to, like, journey in creating a book and turning into a screenplay for a movie, along with others instead of alone?
It's always better as a team. And we have been hanging out since October. We had no idea who any of us were, right, when we went there last year. And we were selected. I guess you could say it's not a club, but it was a special group who was invited to go to Hollywood and pitch our ideas. And it was there that they taught us the craft of how it works through the system with a project being greenlit. And first you have to shop for it and all those things, right? And we're just enjoying the journey, quite honestly, because if we get our heads wrapped up in too much of the details, then we just don't have fun. And that's really what we're all about, is we love having fun. And I think that the last couple of weeks has just been fantastic. I went to LA last night. I saw The Book of Mormon, great play, and just had dinner by myself just to kind of like enjoy, you know, and then to see them here today and get back on camera, it's magical.
It's so much fun. Really, it really is. It's so much fun. So you have to enjoy the journey, and doing things together makes it where you can really remember things and have these memories that really stick. Because otherwise, if you're always just trying to get the next big thing, like Brian Proctor says, then what's the point of getting there? You just want the next big thing. Let's enjoy it. Right now, things are happening. The books are all coming out. You know, we are in connection with these amazing, wonderful people. And so it really is proximity, you guys. If something's called, you know, calling your name, just step into it.
So, thanks, Adi. Yes, well, it's funny because who would have known? Hey, I mean, in October, we made a pact to say that we're going to go on this journey together, you know, and share the lows, the highs, and the fun times. And it's been so much fun, absolutely, 100%. And so when I called the girls to say, let's do a 4-city book launch, I thought they'd say, oh, well, you know, let us think about it or something like that. It's like straight away, yes, let's do it. It's like, oh, okay, let's do it. So it's been so much fun. So as Kim said, yes, we did Los Angeles, then Vegas and Dallas, and here we are in New York. Woohoo! It's beautiful. I've never been here before, so loving it.
Action is key, guys. Take action.
And from what I understand is we are on a billboard, correct?
Yes.
And we've been live since midnight last night.
Yes.
And it's every, what, on the hour?
Every hour.
It's on the hour, 25 past every hour for 24 hours.
So we are going to take a stroll there in a bit,
Yes,
right, and document that.
absolutely. One of the things that I have witnessed personally with each of you is that you strengthen one another, and you ground each other. So when one is like, one is like coming unglued, then you have others that are like, I heard a couple who said they made a pact that we both can get mad at the same time. Like we have to promise if one is mad, the other has to be calm. That's almost like the dynamics that I've seen in you. And it's amazing to do with others. But one of the things that I wanted our audience to know, like if you have a vision for a book, like, and you'd like to write a book and like even imagine what it's like to turn into a movie, I have to tell you that the lives of these ladies are far from making it is even possible. I don't know that you've even seen that this could be possible 10 years ago for your lives.
No.
So, wanted to encourage our viewers, our audience, if you are here watching this is not because they're special or they're far off. I'm like, unbelievable. Like, you've got to read the books, because the lives that they've walked through are far from like even being the reality of being an author or a movie producer. And you guys have like, oh my God, like it blows me away what you've gone through. Even Rita, like transforming from hairdressing. Like if you say, oh, I'm a hairdresser, I'm not an author, I'm not a movie producer. Well, Rita speaks differently, and Rita's a different testimony that whatever and wherever you are in life, you can recreate, you can reinvent. You at any time you have the permission to change, to do something different. And I bet you've like evolved over a dozen times in your lifetime. So tell us a little bit more about that, kind of like how you evolve and you give yourself permission to be different.
Well, I'll give a good example so that we can visualize it, and I'm not embarrassed to say. So in 1996, I was being pretty much hogtied with the rest of my co-defendants in a home where the front door was taken down with a battering ram. And it was very scary. And did I think at that time that I'd be sitting next to these two beautiful women and writing books about being taken down and the front door coming down, no, I didn't. And when I met Phil they asked us to pitch our story as a screenplay. What would we do? So I pitched the East Coast version, which takes place in New York, Vermont, and New Jersey. And I wrote it in that fashion because I was, to be honest, trying to protect individuals who may still be alive, including myself. And then when I met Phil, he said, why not honor where you're from? Honor Hawaii, honor the people, and honor the underbelly and expose it so people understand and know it's not about luau's and mai tais and hula skirts and pretty girls, and there's organized crime there, right? And talk about it and explain it. And that is actually the book in which my sister entered me into this the application for bestseller, LA Tribune bestseller, and it was nominated and chosen as one of the books with one of the highest scores, and it was the Paradise edition.
With what Kim just shared, you guys, it shows you that we all go through things and nobody's life is completely smooth, but everyone can make their dreams come true. So don't let yours die. If you have, if you were a little girl and you wanted to be an actress, maybe you're not on a soap opera actress, or maybe not in a movie, but there's always something you can do that brings that joy inside you. So bring that desire out and know that we're in it together. And that's why we're doing things together, because together it makes us stronger than when we're trying to do things alone. So remember, it takes a team, and lean on the people that actually care, and you'll know it. The people that actually care will bump you up. If they're not bumping you up, get away from them. That's what I have to share.
Yeah, well said, Adi, well said. Yeah, I think it's naturally we go through life, looking at ourselves sort of under a certain lens, sort of through a certain lens, and we're too busy basically undermining ourselves. And, there's so much beauty and talent hidden underneath. It's just a shame not to use it, that's for sure. I mean, I never knew I had so much imagination until I woke it up and started to see myself through a different lens. And yeah, until you do that, you know, magic starts to happen when you truly recognize yourself and your uniqueness, embrace your uniqueness, and just take action. Don't worry about what anybody says, otherwise you're not going to do anything. Thank you.
Every single book is amazing. Each one of them is really, really, really good, you guys. Whichever one you're feeling called to, order it. They're all on Amazon. Read it and then take action in your own lives of what you can do to change or to take a step forward. Failing is not failing. Remember, it's just falling forward.
Absolutely.
There's a golden nugget in every book, so find it, right? You'll get it. You'll definitely get it.
You know, one of the things that I love about your writing is you guys don't even have boxes. Like, you know, they would say, like, get out of the box or blow the box up. I'm like, you guys have no boxes. Like when our, you know, Acclaimed Critics Board was editing, analyzing the book, it is a combination of different books. You know, there's a memoir / fiction / you know, there were 3 things in there, you know, and it's beautiful because who the heck actually created the box, you know, and who created the standards, right? And to allow, like, hearing Rita saying, I didn't think I had creativity, but when she got on it, she got me on it too, you know, because I said when Rita first, you know, invited me to edit her book, I said, I have not done a fiction book before. And when I read her book, I am like, oh my gosh, we can add this here, we can do this. I'm like, this is so much fun, you know. Apparently when you write a fiction, like, I mean, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. If there was no timeline for Rita, she'd still be writing. You'd have a 700-page book right here. You know, I just heard a compliment from Phil Goldfine for Rita. She said she's got some imagination, you know. And so when you're thinking, you know, like you don't have any imagination, and thank you for the comments for our people who are joining us and watching us right now. We love to see your comments. We'll flash it up on the screen. You know, if you think that you're not creative, I had a time in my life, you know, because here's the thing: stress and creativity don't work together. You know, if you're in survival mode, if you're really stressed out and you're like knocking yourself saying, I'm not creative, breathe, get off the stress. And it's like a switch, you know, it's either on or off. Like when you the stress switch is on and the survival switch mode is on, the priority of the brain is survival, so there's no creativity happening. And so, you know, it's amazing when you just walk into personal development, learn to breathe, learn to encourage yourself, you know, the things that show up for you will blow you away. So with you having stepped into personal development, I'm going to ask each of you to tell your story of how things shifted for you with personal development.
I attended the ABCs of Success seminar in 2015, and that is where I met Bob Proctor and actually met Phil Goldfine and Peggy McCall there as well. And it took me, I would say, up until last year. And I know that's a long time. It seems like a long time. I wasn't studying constantly the way that I do now. I have made it a part of my life, just like brushing my teeth, right? Where twice a day at least. And I listen to audios. I always practice gratitude. That's at the cornerstone of everything, right? It just shifts your vibration. And if the minute I'm feeling any type of negativity, I go right to my journal. I always have one with me. I actually have an addiction to buying all different kinds of journals. But
You're not alone.
yeah, exactly. And so it was there that I learned about what are you truly grateful for, because that's one of the first exercises that he had everyone do in the room was write the 10. It doesn't matter. It could be breakfast, it could be coffee, it could be your friend, anything, and it'll just shift. And he said, and what's more amazing is that you run out of space on your paper. That's how much gratitude, and you can just keep going and going and going. So yeah,
you guys go to Higher Self Mastermind. So when she asked me this question, the first thing that came to my mind was you could have all these books on the shelves, but it's better that you have one and you're actually implementing and doing something with it. So we are doing a free, right now it's a free mastermind, and it's called Higher Self Mastermind. If you go there, jump on Tuesdays and Thursdays, get around like-minded people, get around people that will help you take steps forward. And so that's my take on self-development, because I really believe that if you do something, if you don't take action, it doesn't matter how much you know. Knowledge isn't enough. So I got into this like less than a year ago. I wanted a mentor, and I literally just asked. So remember, guys, asking you will receive. I wanted a mentor, and then I received an email from Peggy McCall that she's doing a free, not a free, but a mentorship. And so I scheduled it, met Peggy. She introduced me to Phil. That's why I'm saying proximity, get in proximity of whatever you're wanting, because before you know it, the next thing is happening.
Yeah. Peggy McCall is fantastic. I've got to say, if it wasn't for personal development, there's no way that this book could be here right now. It's literally life-saving. It really is. It's I feel that it'll be more and more popular as time goes on. And I mean, if you don't get your head right, then what can go right? You have to get your head right. So, people that go and exercise every day and keep fit, keep their body fit. But what about being mentally fit? We've got to work on that literally every day, like we do, exercising our bodies. It's no different. So equally as important, for sure. So yeah, life-changing. I picked up Think and Grow Rich when I was in my mid-30s, so that's a while ago. And I was like completely blown away. I thought, oh my gosh, this is way too good to be just a book. Like, why isn't this out there? No one told me about this. I accidentally stumbled across it, but I mean, there are no accidents, right? It wasn't really an accident. It was meant to be. Why isn't this a game? So, many years later, Adi and I are putting a game together in personal development to teach it in a very different way. So I'm teaching it as a story, and then we'll be teaching it as a full-on digital game. So very exciting things on the horizon. I didn't take action. See, with Adi, she's a natural at it. She's just a natural. Whereas when I read Think and Grow Rich, I didn't truly, it blew me away, but I didn't put it into action for so long because I was not overwhelmed, that's not the word. I just thought, I just didn't know the how. I had a goal of this game, but how? And little did I realize until I studied more and more is that don't worry about the how, the action takes care of that. As you take more and more action, all right, a step here and there, what will be wrong, but doesn't matter, you're taking action. It's just like when you go through a maze, which is how the game is designed, by the way. What do you do when you go in a maze? You take some wrong turns, right? Yes. So I say to you, take action and the how will come.
We definitely want to make an impact because it's not just about me, or ourselves. We want to make sure that we can help and serve. We're only passing through here, and we want to do what we can. So yes, the game is happening. So all those kiddos that are playing those games, they're going to be able to put some other stuff in their unconscious mind that I think will be really, really, really great. But we also have the books. We have movies coming. There's so much happening. So hopefully you guys jump on to Higher Self Mastermind. Jump on.
See you there.
And I would like to just not end the interview, but end it with, you have to have a mentor who resonates with you, right? So you can hear it come from someone. So for me, the Proctors always resonated with me. Bob, his son does, his son's wife. And I've been through other training with mentors and personal development, and it doesn't resonate as much. And you have to tailor it to yourself, right? Whatever resonates with you is what works. Yeah, we're most effective.
I love that because in life there's really not a right or wrong. Sometimes we easily make other people wrong, but different people resonate with different, mentors, with different things, right? And that's the diversity. We're all created different. Some people like it with a rock music. Some people like it solemn. Some people like it, instrumental. And we were all made different, and not making the other person wrong with, but finding out and giving yourself the freedom. If what your experience was in the past didn't, wasn't exactly well, that there's something out there for you, and to look for it, and to pursue it. The personal mentors that I've followed, some people would say not a good one, but it definitely is one that like really resonates with me. So thank you for that. I wanted to invite our viewers. We've got over, I couldn't see that, but it looks like 3 digits viewers right now. We always want to bring community in the Los Angeles Tribune. It's not just us talking here, but we want to engage you in the conversation. So let us know. We know who's a mentor that has resonated with you. Put it on the chat. Yeah, who's a mentor that has resonated with you? And what has worked for you in personal development, and be part of the conversation. We've got a global audience that are all have their own voices, and we honor your voices. So know that you're part of the conversation. So as our ladies here, and our 3 best-selling authors, know that you are also invited to become best-selling authors. Our link for you to nominate a book that has impacted you, that has changed your life, or you could nominate your own book to see how it fares in the scoring rubric, is latribunebestseller.com, and click nominate. latribunebestseller.com, and nominate. Now, there were several things that were very, very powerful about what you guys said. One of the things that you said is, for example, resonating powerfully with a mentor, and you all have gone through the journey yourself of believing in yourself and believing in your dreams, and sticking out. Like, what are some of the challenges that you had to go through, power through, to like let go of some things, let go of some people that are probably holding you back, and really choose yourself and believe in yourself? Because it's hard when you weren't born, in a strong family with all of the strategies, with all of the encouragement, right? You didn't have that behind you guys, but you somehow you had challenges that you have overcome. So share with us, what are some of the challenges that you've overcame to be the person that you are right now, and what's a tip that you would give?
I would say, honestly, for me, therapy works for others, and I use personal development as a form of my therapy. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not any professional, except I am a coach. And so I know that it works because I have proven to myself time and time again the techniques that I have been taught. But I really need to hear it in layman's terms. And that's the difference that Bob Proctor makes in all of his videos. No matter if you listen to him when he was young, older, he breaks it down all the way, where you just catch it, and you feel it, and you can actually pay attention to the study, right? So for me, therapy, sitting down, and I'm not downing it, because it works well for others.
Right.
For me, I can't find, I have found that sitting in front of a therapist and dumping everything on them in 2 days, it's like, okay, now what? What's next? And then they give you homework, and they want you to go home and read the love languages and whatnot. I want to make quantum leaps. I want to make a difference in the world, so that someone out there, whether it's through this, reading my book, I could actually save someone's life, right? Where they know, hey, I'm in this dark place. I don't feel pretty. I feel fat. I feel whatever. Because, I grew up in the 70s, and parents were naysayers. My mother is the same weight and waistline she was decades ago. And so to have a mom like that not think, hey, she telling me that I'm getting bigger or whatever. She was, in her eyes, she's trying to help me. In today's day, it's like, oh, that's how you give someone an eating disorder. At the end of the day, you have to make up your mind, choose what's right, and then ignore. So like when my mother walks in the room, she's going to be 93, love her to death. When she says something negative, I arrest it immediately and disarm the situation, change the vibration so that she starts talking about something that's pleasant, and then it's good in the room. Whereas, anyway. I don't want to hog them. I don't want to hog them. That gave me goosebumps. My mom's Asian, so you know, not to down Asians, but they want to look the same year after until they die. That's what she says.
That's okay. My mom was 32 for like 10 years, you guys. She's like always young. But I would think, you know, as a challenge, you guys, with a lot of things that Kim said, it's our thoughts. It's what we're telling ourselves. So I don't know if it's a challenge, but it would be something that I would say to pay attention to. Pay attention to your thoughts, and if it's not serving you, try to just tweak it a little bit, go a different direction, and run away from it. Once again, pay attention to who you're around. Because you want to be around people that motivate you and excite you and lift you up, and that's who you want to be around. So my biggest challenge, you guys, is this is a whole different direction, and the stuff that I'm used to doing, I've done a lot of stuff with my left brain, and this is more using my right brain and being creative. But it's just stepping into something and creating your own life, and creating a life that you enjoy, and creating a life that you wake up to excited to live. And that's what I want for everyone. So that's why, here I go again, jump on, get around people that really do care about you. There's a difference between people gouging you or trying to have you do things or trying to do, there's a way different than actually being around people that see your gifts and help you zone in so you could have some clarity on it. So once again, Higher Self Mastermind, jump on in. Higher Self Mastermind. And yeah, jump in. It's a mastermind. It's kind of a / book study, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 45 minutes, Tuesday morning, Thursday afternoon. But jump in, because you deserve to have the life you dreamed of and you want.
Absolutely. Well, I can really resonate with what Kim's saying. It's to me, the biggest challenge is the negativity around you, and half of them don't mean it. That's their paradigm, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I always say, when you're aware, you're halfway there. And whose alarm is that? Someone's alarm's going off. So when you're aware, you're halfway there. So I kind of, yes. Okay, can you just...
This is live. This is how you know it's live. Exactly.
So basically, what she's saying the same thing. It's like sometimes people don't mean to cause you issues. Sometimes parents are trying to protect you. Right. So it's really, you got to take a step back and really pay attention, because your dreams are only your dreams. What you have inside you is inside you. So make sure, if you're feeling something and you have a desire and something you want to do, reach out. Everyone has connections over here, so we can help you.
And what we're doing here, sorry about that. Go ahead.
That's okay. I've actually forgotten where I was. Yeah. So I was just saying, when you're aware, you're halfway there. So the beauty about personal development is that it takes you to a certain level that you actually never go back down. You never, ever go back down. So when you feel yourself slipping, maybe you're kind of surrounding yourself with people that are they're not in the study, and then their mindset's actually quite poor. You really feel it, and once you start to go a bit down with them, you're just aware of it. And if you polish your mind, and this is the only way I can really put it, with personal development literally every day, then you'll rise back up again. And that's the only place to be. That's the only place where magic will happen in your life, in the light, not the dark.
And go ahead.
And if you're not into self-development, still read books that actually serve you, actually help you.
And I was going to say, and if you can sense any nerves, it's true, because Bob always says, Bob Proctor and all the leaders, if you have a goal, a worthy ideal, a big goal, it has to make you afraid. It has to scare you, or else you're comfortable. Right? Like what she said earlier, Adie's done all kinds of real estate. I mean, she's already blazed that trail, writing a book, actually going in front of people and talking, running their Higher Self Mastermind group on Facebook was a huge step. But, every week you see her emails come through, and it's been a goal and a dream that she manifested, and she wasn't doing any of this last year. And it's funny how things fall into place and are meant to be the way they are, right? Like right now, I know you can't see this, but I'm looking at my sister. My sister's across the room, and I never even knew she was a sister. It's in volume 2. It's not in this book here. She's Candy. She's the character Candy. I never thought that I'd have her here in New York for a book launch like this. And with these girls, just everything, meeting Ava, her team, the little man over there that you also can't see that we love, Milan. But I would say that your huge desire, your goal has to scare you, and it has to be uncomfortable.
Well, so you can see Milan right here. You know, we all have our whys. You know, we all have our whys, and you know, when we are about to go to this book tour, you know, AD asked, "Can I bring my 10-year-old son?" I'm like, "Why is that a question?" You know, why is that a question? We are moms, you know, and as moms, we bring our kids to everything, every experience, and I mean, they are the reason we do what we do, right? And so, Milan, what has been your experience so far being with your mom, you know, in this book tour and meeting all people and getting pictures in the red carpet? So tell us what's been your experience.
My experience has been amazing. I've been meeting so much people and I've learned so much. I'm so glad I went on this trip with my mom. She is succeeding and she is going places.
Yes, you know, he's okay. He's such an encouragement because he always wanted to cheer on his mom, you know, just like really back of the scene, you know, he's taking different pictures and different videos and being a reminder of what else can be done, and getting in front of people, like having pictures with Sharon Lecter and, you know, with Bill Walsh. Like, I wish we could all like be kids, you know, with unscathed, you know, where we're not having to like second guess ourselves. And, you know, watching Milan has been that experience so far. So, Milan, what is a tip that you could give people who, you know, are kind of like aren't comfortable going out or talking to people? What's a tip that you can give them?
Never give up.
Okay, never give up, never give up. So as we close, because we get to go to our Times Square billboard before it gets dark, it's completely dark. Before we go, we wanted to thank all of you who, you know, who have watched, share. I want to encourage you to read the books because, you know, these ladies have done marvelous things in their life. As a matter of fact, you don't need to do this, right? Like you're doing well, but it's not to make money. It's not to have another career. It's because they're coming from a place of gratitude. That's the one thing that I heard you say is gratitude. You know, from Proctor. You know, like really writing down the things that you're grateful about. And one of the biggest things that I learned in gratitude is like when we are in gratitude, it opens up possibilities for more things. Yes, for more things. Yes, that's the books. Their books. Their books. We've got The Wise Marie, Starter Husband, and Adversity's Gift. Yes. And you know, we want to make sure that you also practice gratitude. It's so important because I realized this the other day, when we start to look at things that didn't happen and we start to regret the things that didn't happen, we actually lose sight of all the things that did, that we could expand, that we could do more of, because we right away went to like what didn't happen, which as women we do very well, you know. So gratitude, definitely. And so as I pass on the mic in closing, I'd love for you to just give your closing remarks. Would you like to put your closing remarks first, because you're staring at me? What's your closing remarks?
My closing remarks?
What would you like to say?
For the last thing until the live is over, I think that no matter what place you are in life, that no matter how hard it is or how easy it is, that if you have a dream, you do it. And you do it proudly. We're from the Los Angeles Tribune, and we're out.
Reporter.
I would say you can't keep it unless you give it away. And as I said earlier, anything is truly possible. Anything is truly possible.
I agree with that. The more you guys give, the more you receive. Don't forget that. I think sometimes people forget it, and that's not how it works. Keep giving. You know, I read something not too long ago that our job on this earth is to find our gift and then give it away.
Yep. I'll just keep it simple and say mindset is everything.
So as we close, these ladies have put together the Higher Self Mastermind, without cost. I've been through one, and AD, you are such a natural. You're such a natural at bringing community together. The way you acknowledge people, the way you call them up, it's so beautiful. And the way Vladdy, who's one of the authors, do you want to grab Vladdy's book and show it to the crowd? Vladdy, who's also the author of the Bible of the Masterminds, and it's like different quotes from different personal development authors. She's a powerhouse, like that mastermind is definitely, grown from the grounds of Think and Grow Rich, right? So higherselfmastermind.com, there's always resources, if you're in the beginning of your phase or you're in the next phase of your leadership, there are always resources. And I thank you, ladies, for giving your love, your resources, your energy, your time to creating the books that would change lives. So from the Los Angeles Tribune, on behalf of our CEO, Mo Rock, on behalf of Alicia Magnus Lewis, our Chief Strategy Officer in the back of the stage, and of course, we're also saying gratitude to our videographer, photographer, my husband, Alan Manuel. We are live in New York Times Square. And as we close, I'm going to ask that you be shown New York so you can spin it. Well, let me say, first, thank you also to M Social Hotel, who is the host of our studio today here in New York. It's a gorgeous place right by Times Square. You can see once you turn around, we'll have the camera turn around. You're right in front of Times Square. You're right in the middle of where the theaters are, the attractions are, and they're so kind of nice in here. This is such a beautiful room. So we're going to spin it around so that you can actually see. This is the Back to the Future karaoke room, and we'll just have you do the camera, not the whole computer, just the camera. So turning it around, dun, 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 and we'll just give you an experience of New York Times Square. From it's rainy, and but you can see that you've got New York Times Square right there. Turn it around and show the room. We're advertising M Social Hotel. Very, very beautiful. They've got this studio for karaoke purposes. You can turn it around. It's gonna hit our sister who's not wanting to be on camera. You can just say hi, and then turn it all the way around until we get it back to the stage. Turn it, and he's trying not to be on camera. Okay, I guess you're just seeing the ceilings. Okay, we're doing our best to show you how nice and how gorgeous this place is. We are live from New York Times Square, celebrating the launch of 3 life-changing books, 3 Los Angeles Tribune best-selling authors. Bring it down, and and we want to say love you. Thank you so much. And on behalf of Phillip Goldfine, our mentors, what would you like to say to Phil Goldfine? At least for the ending, we can clip it and we can send it to him.
Super grateful. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll clip it and send it to him. Go ahead.
Hey, Phil.
Aloha, Phil.
We miss you.
Mahalo.
Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.